So, this is another episode of the audio podcast recording. Now, when I say that, what I mean is it's another episode of the podcast, which is to broadly say every podcast is in fact an episode of the podcast, which is the greater podcast. So every time a podcast is done, there's a new episode, which is another count in the overall number of podcasts in the world. So therefore, this is an episode of the podcast, is it saying this is another movie, which implies that there's a counter of all movies. So another movie is in fact a number of movie, implying that another podcast episode is another one in the void of all podcasts. Therefore, this is another episode of the podcast, broadly stating it's another episode of a podcast, which has some kind of like number value. It's just we can't calculate it.
Well, we can. There's been 189.
No. You don't get it. I was saying of all podcasts ever made. This is a number of all podcasts ever made.
I mean, you could still.
So this
quantify
is,
it.
yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be hard.
Lower. Yeah, it's not going to be worth it.
This is an episode of the podcast, implying all podcasts is what I meant.
Okay. Well, more specifically, just in case anyone wants to narrow it down, a little more. And they don't want to just listen to a podcast.
Have some search parameters.
Yeah. If you were to type into your little browser, Manga Raiders Happy Hour, episode 190, you would arrive here and you'd be hearing our voices right now. So welcome. Come in. Get yourselves in. It's cold. It's December. We've not been here for a while. We've been having some maintenance going on. That's what's happened. The studio that we all gather around and record in, it suffered a catastrophic...
It was raining and there was lots of damage, and I was also thirsty, so I decided to drink it all.
Yeah, that happened. Wouldn't that mitigate the damage if you were drinking the rainwater that was causing the damage?
Well, the problem was...
You didn't know what was the good water and what was the bad water.
Wait. I should have thought about this before I said it. Have you guys, you guys surely got like abandoned malls over there that are full of like buckets, right? Like you walk into the mall and it's just like so run down and so waterlogged and moldy, and there's just buckets everywhere. So you're walking along and you just see the buckets. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, bucket malls.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, you can go, it's a shitty mall and you go in there and you just see, so over here we have like, I don't know, maybe like one major mall, one shithole mall, and two like small ones.
Two bucket malls.
I think. Two, well, the shithole one is a bucket mall, and then the other one is also, it's a buckety. What the drips in buckety, okay?
Two malls, one bucket? I've seen that one.
Water in buckety.
Oh, I don't know what's going on anymore. But I do know that we're starting the podcast. We're back again, everybody. We took a little break again, but it's, that's how life is. We've been working behind the scenes.
Did you say we took a break end?
Probably, because
implying instead of a vacation, we took a break end, which is just an extended weekend.
A break end. I like it. We took an extended weekend. There you go. I think we only missed like 2 weeks. I don't know. It was Thanksgiving. We were giving everyone a week off from listening to us.
It wasn't Thanksgiving. That was in October, you fool.
All right, majority rules when Thanksgiving is here.
Yeah, but like, what about the majority of 1 October Thanksgiving versus no Thanksgiving?
Okay, legit, until I met you, Manimal, I never knew there was a October Thanksgiving for Canada. I just thought...
Well, why would you?
They celebrated it. Or you wouldn't celebrate it at all because you were still part of the Commonwealth, but it's okay. Let's not, go into all politics and stuff. We've got enough of that coming tomorrow. It's going to be with the general election looming large, which will be when this comes out, actually. So on this day, when you hear this, the whole fate of the universe, or more particularly the UK, will be decided. So that's exciting times ahead.
I feel like I've heard that line a couple times so far, though.
I'm gonna
I'm a little skeptical.
I'm voting for the Elmo Party for sure.
You go for it, man. I mean, it can't be any more of a joke than some of the parties out there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All you can do is cash your little card in, and then that's it. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, here's the Manga Race Happy Hour. My name is Simon Bennett and is vacant. To my virtual left, you've already heard him. He is the Canadian. I was going to say substitute, but you don't substitute for any other Canadian. So you are the starter. You're the first name on the list. It's Manimal.
It's me. I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm here. I'm drinking lemon tea out of a Santa mug. So I had one of these,
right?
And I was watching a movie in bed, which is something that I just started doing. And I put the mug down, and I dropped it, and it cracked Santa's face in half, and it was a tragedy. So I bought another one, and I hope to treat him well. I'm gonna kiss him every night, read him a bedtime story, until Christmas, just to make sure that he gets a good sleep, and he knows I'm sorry for breaking the other one.
He knows. Do you still, if he's acting up, show him the broken pieces of the old one?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just like, you better not. And he's like, okay, I don't even have to finish that sentence. I just say, you better not. It's understood. It's clear. You better not. Some people might like fill in the rest of the song. I just say, you better not. And he's like, oh shit, okay.
He knows what's going to happen. You better watch out, Santa. You better not cry. Shit's happening. Somebody needs to see Santa when he's sleeping, and I'll be that guy. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Do you know what I've just realised? Because it is all Christmassy, I've not made any of the graphics Christmassy at all. It's just the same old bar background. So,
I thought you were a Crimble warrior on my side. Are you one of those Halloween guys? No.
Never. Never, ever, ever.
Are you one of those weird Tim Burton fans?
I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is alright, but I wouldn't say I was a huge Tim Burton fan. Half of my wardrobe isn't coming from Hot Topic, so I'm okay for the moment. Filling out the other half of the podcast is I'm going to introduce you separately then. I was just going to lump you in together there quite unfairly, so I apologise. First up, he's a regular. He's a mod admin thing on Manga Raiders forum. It is Corin.
Yep, that's me.
Mod admin thing. That's him.
Mm-hmm. I am dying over here attempting to log into my old college account so I can pay more money so they can tell people that I graduated.
Just remember to capitalize the first letter and remember the numbers that you had in your password.
Okay, I've reset my password 4 times. Immediately after resetting the password, it tells me that new password is the wrong password. I don't know what's fucking happening. Emailing the fucking IT help desk. That's what I'm doing.
I would. You have been at that. Your patience for that and trying to get it to work is far larger than mine is. Capacity to.
At first, I thought my Google auto remember the password thing was fucking it up. I deleted all those out of there. It should be clean and clear, but it ain't taking it. So
off to IT it goes, and while he struggles on valiantly. Last but certainly not least, it is the other Cancerian. It is Nairbons.
Hello. I currently have my secondhand store mug that is shaped like a pirate skull. It is full of the Christmas-themed Mountain Dew and vanilla rum.
Yeah, you're definitely one of those Tim Burton fans.
You're a Tim Burton fan.
Yeah, but I'm also too fat for Hot Topic, so,
Oh, so it kind of plays out in a bit of a different way here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a bit like when the Hot Topic fan kind of grows up and has some harsh realizations about life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
1 second,
Turns out My Chemical Romance was with cake.
Oh, shit.
The chemical was sugar.
Man.
Specifically carbohydrates.
I happen to know all about chemical romances with cake. Call back to Moogie X Cake.
Hey, I was waiting there. I was like, there's got to be more to this.
Yeah, that was a little too far in the past for it to be an obvious reference.
Listen, Moogie X Cake is I can't think of any at the moment. Please help me out if someone can. But any great unfinished works by writers and authors and movie makers?
Actually, the Chuny Chronicles was never finished because we never recorded.
God, I was just about to make a stupid crossover of the Chuny knows about the character.
the Chuny knows this.
Oh yeah, because we missed like the last couple of weeks of December last year.
Yeah, so
you went on protest and didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I was angry or something, so I just didn't do the rest of it because we recorded because I had it, and then we recorded that episode in January, and I was like, no, it's over, it's done.
You were very resistant to that idea. That was a year-long bit that went, oh my god, let's not bring that back now. That's in the past.
It's gone. Right now, we got this, and we're going to talk about some shit.
What?
We got to brainstorm some 2020 bits, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get straight into it. We've got tips and dips of the week. You've just reminded me of one there.
So I did.
Speaking of 2020 and next year's movies and stuff, has anyone seen the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer?
I don't even give a fuck about Ghostbusters.
That's harsh.
I saw it.
I will say that was not the question.
I don't even give a fuck.
That was one of the most unjustifiably dick things to say.
In fairness, if your enthusiasm for Ghostbusters is super, super low after the last movie, you are not alone. You're in good company with many other people.
Now, my question is it, I didn't see the trailer, is it the continuation of the last movie?
No.
It is they have gone to great lengths to ensure that you know that movie, the 2016 Ghostbusters, has no relevance to this one.
Actually, you know what, Matt? Yes, it is a continuation of the last Ghostbusters movie, Ghostbusters 2. There have been no other Ghostbusters movies. But we pour one out for that other Ghostbusters project that went through. Extreme Ghostbusters, the cartoon. Kylie, you will be missed. You were my goth bae.
Rip. But yeah, it's so for those who haven't seen the trailer then I guess, it's set in modern times, so like 30 years after the initial, whole Ghostbusters thing. And so what they went with the reboot in 2016 was they went, let's do, instead of 4 guys, let's do 4 women. And people didn't like it. Not because of the women necessarily, it was more to do with the terrible comedy and the poor story. With this one, they went, okay, that didn't work. What can we do? Let's do 4 kids instead. So it looks like it's going to be children. They've got the guy from Stranger Things.
I was going to say, is this just a Stranger Things tie-in?
Kinda, yeah.
It looks like a Stranger Things tie-in.
Yeah, very similar. I haven't
seen the latest season of Stranger Things, but I can't imagine it's far off from just becoming Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But know what the newest season of Stranger Things did not have?
Paul Rudd?
Is Paul Rudd.
Yeah. I like this. I like, so I was going in, I watched it expecting to hate the trailer. I was like, nah, this is going to be terrible. And then I've come away and I don't want to get excited. Like, I don't want to be like, this is going to be a good movie. But it's not too bad from the trailer. Like, it looks promising. There's bits, I don't know, it's weird, because they've got the nostalgia, and they've got, you see the Ecto 1, and you see the Ghost Trap, and all that kind of stuff. You've got the dynamic of the 4 kids learning, and I think one of them is like Spengler's daughter or granddaughter, or I don't know, one of them's related.
Granddaughter at this point, I would expect.
Yeah, one of them's related to him. So maybe we'll get some backstory about, because I'm quite interested. So what happened? Did they shut down the operation afterwards? Or, it looks like he moved out to the sticks and took all this stuff with him. So, maybe there was a split in between the original group. I don't know. But it'd be interesting. It's something that they can explore. Again.
How long until they have fucking Back to the Future 4?
I'm
couple
surprised
years
it's
now.
not been done.
I know they kicked back development of the reboot.
Oh, there is a reboot?
Well, of
There
course
was,
it is.
yeah, no, that was chugging along, and then it kind of went radio silent for a while. I forgot they were making another Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I didn't really. This is the first I've heard of this.
I knew they heard. Who was it? One of the original Ghostbusters. Which one was it? Trying to get something off the ground for years, and it wasn't Bill Murray. I remember that.
No,
It was Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Aykroyd was.
Yeah, because
So,
Harold.
Is this the result of that?
Maybe, because I know Harold Ramis had a Ghostbusters 3 script that he was working on, but I think Bill Murray was the one who didn't want to sign on for it. And then obviously he passed away, so couldn't do anything.
No, the one who's doing this is Jason Reitman, who is the son of Ivan Reitman, and he is producing it.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I am curious, between... There is a scene of a bunch of kids driving the shitty Ecto-1 through the middle of, a field of grass that is a scene out of, across the street from where I grew up. You got
True.
Paul Rudd in there, who went to the same high school as my wife.
Really?
This is, I think it's set in more of an Oklahoma, a little bit further south.
But this is
it might as well
definitely
be Ghostbusters Tonganoxie.
yeah. This
or
is
Bonner
Midwest
Springs.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I traveled to this town for wrestling meets.
If they are in Kansas, this will be great.
As long as they're not in New York again. I'm sick of seeing that goddamn city.
Well, look, if Paul Rudd's in it, they might just be outside of Kansas City.
It's possible. He still needs to go to see his Royals games. So
He does. Paul Rudd's your big star. This kid from Stranger Things, sure, but it's not Paul Rudd.
Oh, no. He's... I can never remember his name. He's got a weird name. Something... Finn... Wolf? I don't know.
actor
Finn
or the
Wolfhard.
That's it. Finn Wolfhard. That's his name.
His name's Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah.
His name's Finn Wolfhard. He was born to be a star. Arguably a porn star, but, he's a kid still.
Yeah, he's still young. He can make it.
No, I think he's hammered his knee. Well, he's going to have to find something to do because he did Stranger Things. He was in it, wasn't he, as well?
Mm-hmm.
And
He
now
was.
he's in the Ghostbusters. So this is his niche. And then, the crazy gang who were, up to messing with supernatural entities and battling supernatural entities. So once he grows up and becomes an adult, don't know what he's going to do then. So maybe he'll go into porn. But yeah, I thought I'd chuck that out there for you guys because I thought it was interesting. I was curious because, like I say, I was iffy before, but it's raised my expectations slightly. So I'm curious of this movie. So do you know what? I'm going to commit. I'm giving it a tip. It's going to be a tip, that one. It's got the big T on it.
Got a decent looking trailer.
Yeah.
I wish we'd seen some ghosts, but
That'll be the next
So
one.
I think that's the big question is, what do the ghosts look like?
Ooh.
I don't know. We see some green light inside of a dark pit.
There's a green light and there's a claw hand thing.
Yeah.
A big claw coming down, but that's not a lot to go on.
So who knows what lingers in the spook hole?
Yeah.
I bet they're going to make a joke about crossing the streams. That's so funny. What a good reference to the original movie. Very funny.
Yeah. You
I'm
never
laughing.
know, man.
Very
Look, man,
funny.
Yeah, we know you don't care about Ghostbusters, but some of us grew up on that movie.
Yeah.
They're making a joke about how many miles it takes to time travel. That's funny. I watched that movie before. That's funny.
Miles it takes to time travel.
I think he's saying Back to the Future references.
Yeah, but they don't have to travel distance. They have to go 88 miles an hour.
Animal, save
be
your
back.
pessimism towards
I'll be
legacy
back.
franchises for the Star Wars episode.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's okay. We already did that. We just talked about comic books.
Oh, no, but we're going to
but we still have the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to watch that.
With Baby
Yeah, but
Yoda.
Baby Yoda seems like legit, though.
I haven't touched. Yeah, that's all I know about the show because that's all anyone posts about it. Is that as far as I know, Mandalorian adopts a Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
it. That's all I
even.
got.
I don't even give a fuck about the Boba Fett people. Like, I just like Baby Yoda is fucking lit.
Baby Yoda looks cool, man.
That's the consensus. Baby Yoda's fucking lit, and that's it. I don't know. My brother has a Disney Plus account. I might steal his password.
You may as
Don't
well.
tell Disney. I'm not going to borrow my brother's Disney Plus account. I'm going to pay for it legally.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Disney can sue you. They're not going to sue me.
I would
They can
pay for
try.
it, but unfortunately, we can't get it. And even with a VPN, you can't get it in the UK just yet. And I think we'll wait until March. So dip for Disney.
I love 80s movies. Don't you forget about me. Breakfast Club was so good.
Right.
Ha.
You, listen.
I love 80s.
Manimals,
Breakfast Club, you cannot disrespect John Hughes in this podcast.
you are one of the most nostalgic, like, you run on nostalgia.
Yeah, about cool shit like Bionicle.
Oh, yeah. Motherfucker.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, but here's
Because
the
the
thing. Like,
mid-2000s were so much better than the 80s. Just
yeah, because
heads
I was
and shoulders.
alive.
Says the man who's nostalgic about communist Cuba.
I'm not nostalgic about it.
You
I think
are.
It's a very
You miss
fascinating time in history.
You missed little, what's Castro's face? I couldn't remember his name. I was going to say Stalin then. I was like, he's not
Don't.
Cuba.
Better mustache than Castro, though.
Yeah, he
Be fair.
did. Oh, his mustache game was on point. Stalin's. Handsome.
I'm getting
little
there.
devil.
If I keep growing my beard out, because I have not shaved since October, I'm going to hit full Wyatt Earp for next Halloween.
Why are we talking about the Prime Minister's dad like this?
I was about to ask you. Thank you. My favorite conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, what? What?
The conspiracy that Castro is Trudeau's dad.
Oh, okay. Right. I got so confused because I thought you meant when you said Prime Minister, I automatically assumed Boris Johnson. And I was like,
Oh,
wait, what?
okay.
Stalin is
Yeah.
Boris Johnson's dad?
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Which would equally
Okay.
be an entertaining conspiracy.
Yeah. So, okay, so you got your tip. I'll give one of mine.
You give us a little tip. Way.
So, recently, I've been watching a lot of movies, and I'm going to talk about some of them.
Fair enough.
Okay, Taxi Driver, one of the best movies I've seen in my fucking life. Holy fuck, it was a good movie. Holy shit, it was fucking good. Oh my god. This is like advanced movies, okay? I don't mean advanced like in a pretentious way. I just mean like I'm used to seeing movies that are like, I don't know, maybe like a 5, but this is an easy 10. It's an easy like holy fuck good ass movie. I fucking love movies like this that are just have so much atmosphere, are just slow, focus on character. I didn't really, when I watched it, I finished the movie and I was like, what the fuck, why did he do that? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, holy shit, this movie was so good, oh my god. And then you just keep thinking of so many scenes in this movie, and it's just like, oh my god, I gotta watch it again already. Holy shit, De Niro was like top tier in this film, holy fuck. And like, it was such a good movie.
I think
couldn't believe it.
the man who directed it, Mr. Scorsese, is onto something and may have a promising career
Yeah.
ahead of him.
He
Just
might.
saying.
Holy fuck, it was good. And then I watched Casino. Casino was pretty good as well. But it,
They know
you know,
Taxi Driver now.
for 3 hours, it packed so much story, like, cause it's such a fast-paced movie, and it's boom, boom, boom. But it's more loud and everything. Like, I like movies like Taxi Driver because they're more like, they're quiet and they're more focused, and like a character drama.
Mhm.
It's not just like exploding all this shit happening. Although Casino was really good. And Raging Bull, as well, is also a very good movie. Is very interesting because since, it's when you're so used to the movie formula, you're not used to this movie where the guy, he's boxing and shit, and then he starts declining, and then he just keeps declining, and he's just a piece of shit. Like, he just plays a piece of shit in this movie, and that's like it. And like, there's no redemption arc. He just gets worse. He gets fat. He goes to jail. Like, all this shit. And I thought, actually, out of all the ones I've seen, like, Joe Pesci is good in all these movies, even though he plays the same character. But I thought he
Hey,
was
when you're
best
onto
in
a winner, why change the formula?
Oh, I know. I think I liked him in Casino the most, though. out of all those ones.
Mm.
But so those are all very good. And the most recent one I watched was the Jack Nicholson One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Never seen it.
That was fucking good. That's the one where he's a criminal that pretends to be crazy, so they put him in the mental ward. So he'll have an easier sentence, but then he realizes like he's in there until they say he can get out, you know?
Yeah. It's a fucked up movie. And a book, I believe. It's a book, right?
Yeah, like, there's something about the movie and there's something about the way that it comments on how at these places they're not actually helping the patients and they're kind of like tormenting them emotionally and everything else, you know? And
It's fine. America doesn't have that issue anymore because we got rid of all of our mental institutions.
yeah, that's one way
It's
of doing
based on
it.
a play?
Is it a play?
Really?
I remember
I thought it was a
reading the
novel.
play. That was
That's the
actually-
thing with these like real classic stories is they get translated into every possible medium.
Yeah, but because like the last 20 minutes of this movie, you think this movie's going in one direction, you're like, okay, and then it's just like, oh, what the fuck, you know, in like the last 20 minutes. But it was pretty good, and I want to further classify when I said like advanced cinema, like I don't want to sound like some pretentious snob. My second favorite movie of all time is the '86 Transformers movie. You know?
Of course it fucking is.
Well, yeah,
Man,
you just
ran
10 minutes ago
spaced it
was
80s.
shitting on the 80s. Also,
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest novel came out a year before the play did. So it was
Huh.
book, play,
Yeah, but
movie.
here's the thing: the Transformers '86 movie is fucking good.
It is fucking
The
good,
original
but you can't
Ghostbusters
shit
is
on
good.
John Hughes at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't like the Breakfast Club.
How about Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Nah, I'm not a fan.
I mean, I watched it. I watched that movie like more than 10 years ago. I don't even really remember how I felt about it.
Should watch it again. That's the thing about John Hughes. I didn't really like John Hughes movies until I watched them as an adult.
See, I would grant that maybe I'd like the Breakfast Club more if I watched it now as opposed to when I watched it in 2012 or something like that. So maybe like I'd get it more if I watched it now or something, you know? Because I just thought it was just like these are just a bunch of like I don't know high school stereotypes that didn't really apply to modern
that's
day.
True. But like, I get it because when I watched The Breakfast Club in high school, I didn't give a shit because none of those like stereotypes really applied in quite the same way as they did anymore.
Yeah, because they
were still
they-
jocks and
dating.
preps and nerds and shit, but like it wasn't that clear of a distinction, at least in my high
Yeah.
school.
No, same
But-
here. It's a generational thing.
Yeah, but watching it a few years later, you can actually start to appreciate just like the writing aspect of it.
Okay, I mean, well, probably. Like, I won't deny. Like, you know, I admit, I get a little hipster sometimes when I hear people just talk about like, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
All right, Jurassic Park was in the 90s. Thank you
yeah,
very much.
you've just
Okay, I know.
you've just listed those, and then you've listed Taxi Driver, which is widely lauded
Yeah,
as
but
like
it's
one of the
fucking
best
good.
films in like the last.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like
40
Taxi
years
Driver
or
and Taxi Driver and like Godfather like made me jizz because they're so good. Like, holy
There's
shit!
a reason.
You
Yeah,
know?
Godfather 1 is incredible. It is one of the
Like,
best movies I've ever seen.
I think like Pacino in both Godfathers, because I mean I haven't watched 3 yet. I don't really want
Don't.
to. That's literally the best acting I've ever seen. Is his performance in those movies? Like it's legitimately the greatest acting I've ever seen. I was just like, holy
Please
fuck.
tell me you've watched Scarface. Just wait till he's Tony Montana with that
Yeah,
accent.
I mean, yeah. I mean that movie is good too, but it's not the same.
Hey man. No, it's not.
I mean,
it absolutely isn't.
No, I mean it's a good movie, but and I don't want to sound like sometimes I have these weird hipster things and sometimes I get a little snobby about stuff and
Have you not?
I see if we get talking about like 80s movies and Endgame, then it's gonna turn into that, you know.
Do you know what a good movie is from the 80s?
What?
Star Wars episode.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whichever one came out in the
Please tell-
80s.
Both
That was
Empire and
painful.
Jedi came out in the 80s.
Okay.
And
I mean, yeah,
Empire
like-
is the best Star Wars.
Well, I think A New Hope is personally,
Nah,
but
I
yeah.
say no, episode 7. Come on, boys.
Oh
Let's not
yeah.
take the piss, yeah.
Are you saying there's prequels to the hit Star Wars: The Clone Wars cartoon movie?
Yes.
Objectively the best Star Wars product?
Oh fuck! I forgot that I actually watched that.
Oh, God,
I still have
I didn't watch it in the theaters. I am
No,
excited
neither
for
did I.
the final season of the Clone Wars, though. 'Cause Clone Wars got good.
I'm excited for this last Episode 9 movie. I can't wait. I've gone ahead and read the leaks as well, or at least the
Oh,
rumors.
you too?
Have you read them as well? Oh,
Don't tell
I
me
will
the
not.
leaks.
I won't say anything.
I'm not terribly excited. I am excited
I'm
not
not.
to hear about Star Wars movies for a while after this.
I am so excited because
I'm not.
this is going to be incredible. Like if the leaks are true, it's going to be a ride.
Well, I'm ready. After the last movie, just fuck it up even.
No,
more. Just fucking destroy it.
Okay, I don't think it's going to come out good from what I've read.
Yeah.
But it will, from a narrative set, it will be like a nice, like in terms of the movie and the trilogy, the narrative is going to make sense. Whereas The Last Jedi kind of left on a weird note. I feel like it's going to be a decent conclusion. The movie's going to be fun to watch because it's just going to be so off the wall insane. So,
well, as long as it's fun and we have a good time.
Look, I gotta say, it's not going to be more of a letdown than walking out of episode 3.
I don't think it is. Because
You're talking about Revenge of the Sith is a great movie.
It's
fun.
It's a fun movie, but like at the same time, how much shit did it get?
How was it a
in the
letdown? I
moment?
fucking love that movie. I was like, as soon as I watched that, I was like, I have to buy all the Grievous figures. This guy's fucking cool. He has 4 lightsabers. That's fucking awesome.
General Grievous is pretty fucking cool to his
Right.
voice.
but he's a lizard in a robot suit.
Like,
Let's-
after walking out of Attack of the Clones, the first thing was I need to buy every merchandise that's associated with Jango Fett.
Yes, you
Oh, see,
also
when I walked
ate.
out of Attack of the Clones, I apologized to my mom for taking her to that movie.
Excuse me?
My point is, the prequel trilogy was not well received. It has,
I don't care. I care. I
as
received.
time has gone on, it's been better received. But at the
Yeah.
time, please recall, I know you were 8, but a lot of people really hated that shit.
I was 8. I was 4 when Attack of the Clones came out. Or no, I was 5, going on 6.
Holy fuck. You're a young ass. You're a young man. But
Yeah.
I remember I enjoyed it. I remember when I watched it as a kid because there was lightsaber fights in it.
And there was fucking cool robots with 4 arms who coughed. That was so awesome. He was coughing. I thought that was so cool.
Oh, his
He's fucking coughing. It's
Yeah,
wicked.
I thought you said his forearms coughed, and I was like, that wasn't a part that I ever saw. I don't understand. But yeah, he did cough. Why did he cough? What was his story? What was General
I
Grievous?
don't know, but it was cool.
He was force choked by Mace Windu.
He was a sick robot like that. How cool is that?
Is that it?
And he had 4
Force
arms. It was
crunched
fucking
by Mace
wicked.
Windu, actually, I guess.
Oh, Mace
Basically,
Windu.
Mace Windu crunched his organs.
Oh,
And he was like driving on like this like wheel with legs.
that was dumb.
How fucking cool.
I fucking hated that wheel thing.
Now, granted, these are the exact thoughts I had when I watched these movies. You know.
Okay, I remember enjoying. The thing is, I don't like. I'm not a massive fan of like prequels like that, you know, because you get to the end of episode 3 and you're like, oh my god, and you go, oh yeah, no, I know exactly what happens. Like, I know exactly what happens to Darth Vader. I know all of his story, and I kind of had this sense of deflation at the end of it because I'm like, oh yeah, no, now we've led up to these events. I know exactly what happens.
Well,
So there's no.
I felt more like now it's all done. Now it's this is it.
But
You
it's
know.
not done. It will never be done.
Well, Yeah. No.
Actually-
now
Not done yet.
Because
But do you want to know the best piece about the prequel trilogy, though?
go.
Is what happens to Jar Jar in the end, which is revealed in one of the books.
What happens to Jar Jar? The poor boy.
Jar Jar is never referenced by name again. However, there is a clown that lives in a fountain on Naboo, which no adults talk to because they hate him for destroying the galaxy. And only children like him because they make him laugh.
Ah,
He's just sad and living in a public fountain. That's what happens to Jar
poor
Jar.
Jar Jar. Fame hits you hard, no, doesn't it, sometimes? He was in the Senate. I guess the Senate dissolved when there was an empire. I suppose that they'd defeat the point if there was a Senate. Never mind. My Star Wars lore isn't great. Well, there we go. That's out in next week?
No.
The
More.
20th, I think.
Okay.
20th.
So
yes.
8 days from now, then.
The same
Wait.
day as Cats.
Wait, what?
Oh boy.
I know what I'm seeing in theaters at
Jesus
midnight.
Christ. I buried the memory of that fucking trailer. Has that got any better, or is it still...
I'm pretty sure it's still terrible.
No. Unfortunately, all of the bad CGI hate train was against Sonic the Hedgehog, which means the cast of Cats have to stick with that shit.
Oh my god, I'm just... Oh, no.
It's not good. It's going to be bad. It's going to be ugly. You're going to have to deal with it.
I mean, I won't... Fingers crossed I won't see it. The problem is, my girlfriend is huge on musicals and she loves Cats, so I don't know if she'll want to go and watch it.
There's nothing wrong with Cats, but that movie's a nightmare machine.
I have warned her. I have said, I know you enjoy it, but it's like...
Has she seen the trailer?
I feel like I've shown it her. I don't know.
Surely. If she wants to see the movie, she must have seen the trailer. You can't just hear there's a live-action Cats, be a big fan of Cats, and not check out that nightmare thing. I know I keep saying nightmare, and it's lost all, meaning at this point. But holy fuck, that trailer's horrible.
Yeah, but if someone told me, they went, by the way, there's going to be a Final Fantasy VII movie coming out, I'd be like, I'm watching that. I'm definitely going to get myself around to watching that.
There is.
A Final Fantasy VII movie?
Yeah.
What?
Did you never see Advent
Oh, I
Children?
saw Advent Children, yeah. I thought you meant a new
Oh,
one.
okay.
I was better fucking bust a nut then. I am in the camp that Advent Children is a great piece of cinema, and no one can tell me otherwise. It's fantastic.
It is, man, one of my favorite memories from high school was talking with my friend Evan about how excited we were for that movie based on a game neither one of us had played.
Hey, the movie's action is cool as fuck. The dialogue, not so much, but...
I like that I got the Blu-ray version of it later on, which added scenes which explained who the fuck the Denzel was.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Denzel. If he shows up in the remake, I'm refunding. I'm fucking taking my copy back.
I'm going to turn Denzel into a pretzel.
It kind of works.
That didn't really rhyme.
It kind of works. We'll let you.
You kind of got to twist the syllables a bit to make that one work.
Fucking let Denzel die of his geostigma cancer.
So...
Can I make an admission, a terrible secret that I've held on to all these years?
You can.
Final Fantasy Advent Children, or Final Fantasy VII Advent Children? What's the name of it? Whatever. Advent Children was the first piece of Final Fantasy VII media I ever consumed.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I had
Same.
no idea. I had heard of the name of the game before that, but I had no idea what the fuck it was.
No, the entirety of my knowledge of that game beforehand was based on my friend Arthur in Alaska telling me the story secondhand because he loved it.
Yeah, I didn't even have that. I just knew it was a Final Fantasy game. And everyone liked it. That's it. That's all I knew.
It's great.
I didn't know what the fuck a cloud was, or what a Gaia,
So,
or any about that.
are you good Christian boys maintaining your Advent calendar this year? Because I sure am.
No, I didn't buy one.
I am. Actually, no,
Oh.
no, I'm lying to you because I've got two. Because my mum is a good mama and she always buys me an advent calendar. And then we buy each other one.
For me, I don't care how much money I have. If I have $65-80 billion, if I have 2 cents, I'm going to buy the cheap, shitty kind with the charming graphics and the shit chocolate.
Ones...
What do you think I'm going to do? You think I'm rich? You think I'm going to, even if I had 85-60 billion, you think I'm going to go out there and buy that Lindor?
Yeah.
You think I'm going to go out there and buy that?
Oh, the Lindor one's legit.
You got to have the shitty chocolate. Yeah, but it's all about having shitty chocolate every day. That's the point of an advent calendar, is to have absolute shit, barely even tastes like chocolate. That's the charm. You wake up, you look at the calendar, you pop it out, you pop that little shape, you take a 5 millisecond gander at the shape, and then and you're
You
done.
got to guess what shape it is.
Day.
We have I mean, this sounds stupid, but we get quite serious with our competition because we both got, my mum bought me and Erica the same calendar. So we've got to guess which the shape is going to be. And bragging rights on the line. It gets quite competitive. I got it 8 days. I got it right 8 days in a row last year. And she thought, it was that serious that she thought I had memorized the pattern from last year. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way that I would have, number one, written that down or retained that information in the hopes that this will come handy next year. Remember, present, snowman, elf, Santa. Get it. But,
yeah.
See, I've got an advent calendar for dogs, and each day it has a little piece of, like, meat or jerky or something, and it's big fun watching my dog have that.
We've got a little wheel one.
Well, that's charming.
That is nice. I keep meaning to get one for
a wheel one. You have an advent calendar full of cheese wheels?
No,
How weird is that?
I did see a cheese advent calendar in the supermarket, and it was the weirdest thing in the world, because traditionally, you wake up in the morning, you eat your advent calendar, you open it in the morning, so it's one of the first things you ingest.
Yeah.
You ain't going to want some Stilton in the morning, like right off the bat when you just woke up.
I don't wake up to eat mold.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like, wait, do you not like cheese?
I don't like blue cheese.
Neither do I. We're in the same camp. We're blue cheese hating brothers.
Oh, I love blue cheese.
Pardon me.
Now, look at this. Would you guys agree that blue cheese is kind of like the snob, kind of like the big ticket, the Godfather, the Citizen Kane, whereas Kraft Singles is like the Ghostbusters, the Avengers.
If you compare Ghostbusters to fucking Kraft Singles, I swear to God.
Also, the fact, look, if your high quality of cheese, for starters, all cheese is mold. That's just how it works. B, if your highest bar for cheese is blue cheese,
I don't know. I don't know what
you have a long way to fucking go.
I don't know what snobs eat. I don't know what kind of cheese snobs eat.
Fucking cheese snob.
Just like wine. I don't know what wine people drink, like fucking extra berry aged by 30 years under some guy's foot. Like, I don't know. Extra berry aged crushed with foot jam included vintage 19.
It's weird. I'm reading the side of this wine bottle, and that's verbatim what it says. Extra aged berry foot crushed vintage. Yeah, that's it.
Crushed by an old farmer from the 1920s with his bare toes after a hard day's sweaty work, fermenting sweat. Extra salt, sodium added, all your intake for the day.
As a sommelier, yes. Oh, that's just what you want. You need those 1920s farmer's toes.
Yeah, 1920s farmer toes are good. Like when they wrote the Almanac and Almanac.
Almanac?
I have no idea what you're saying.
When they were coming, shit. Farmers' toes just aren't as good these days, like they're just not, they don't have the same quality that they did back in the day. Back in the day, they had a little heart and soul. These days, I just made a joke because I realized
heart and soul,
back in the days, yeah, they had heart and soul. I'm funny. I'm a comedian. I'm a jokester. I'm a trickster. I'm a bit of a fool. I'm a bit of a silly boy.
Little silly boy talking about you. Not Santa's toes.
I want to tell you guys the story that happened to me recently about how I discovered what a dead body smells like.
Okay, go on. Do you need me to call the authorities? Do you want me to stop the recording?
So no. So we were doing this clean out, and it was an apartment, and no one told me anything. I just walk in. It smelled a little funny. It smelled like mustard, but it was a little weird. It had this it was a brand new smell, and the whole room, it was bad. We opened all the windows. It was like, oh fuck, this smells real bad. The place was a mess. Nothing crazy. Just a weird, like a little mustardy smell, And then as soon as we were done, one of my coworkers is like, so yeah, the guy overdosed and rotted for 3 weeks in this room on the carpeted floor before they found him.
Ooh.
And also somebody got killed outside in the hallway. but they decided not to tell me, so I didn't lose my shit.
Yeah.
But then realizing after that that's what I was smelling, I was like, oh.
In fairness,
Oh.
that's only a very particular kind of dead body smell. That's
Yeah, so it's not like fresh rotting. It's like it had been gone for a while. It wasn't like there, you know.
yeah. Well, it was there in the carpets, but you know.
Oh yeah, like it was still powerful. Like it hits you when you walk in, but it was just like what? Because it was I can't even describe it. Like for some reason, mustard is the only thing I could think to compare it to.
It sounds fucking horrendous.
So
Like
think
Heinz yellow mustard, or like the fancy kind of
Dijon?
mustard,
Oh,
like deli
man.
mustard.
Turin Sinapi, the only mustard. No, I don't know, like just normal mustard, you know, which I guess is just Heinz. Like when you think normal default mustard, that's what you're thinking, you know. There's no other choice. You're thinking of Heinz when you think of ketchup, you know. What else are you thinking?
Like fancy mustards that I don't like as much.
Turin Sinapi.
I don't know what you're saying there.
Oh, well, of course you wouldn't. It's a little bit too much of a. It's a little bit too much of a specific thing. I don't think you guys have imported Finnish mustard where you live.
Not.
All I can
We
say,
sure don't.
yeah, fuck. You know what's a great way to find out if you have cuts on your hand? Pour alcohol onto them. It's great.
That'll do it.
But
I mean,
I was gonna say, if all you smelt was mustard, you kind of got away pretty easy as someone who smelt a real dead body once.
yeah, I guess. I mean, like I wasn't like barfing and shit, so maybe I gotta tone down the way I introduce this story because it makes it seem like it's gonna be more hardcore than it is. Like the introduction is more intense than the actual story.
Hey, I smelled a dead body last week.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I got to ride in a freight elevator from 1905, though. That was fucking extreme. Like, this old-ass building, you know, like the ivory and gold trim and shit. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna
You
get this
hear
on
me?
Yeah.
the freight, yeah.
Yes.
Then it's like, okay, we're gonna go down the freight elevator, and the guy opens these doors, these heavy-ass doors, and there it is. Looks like a fucking bomb shelter. Has like this light up there. It has like this lever, and the guy has to be in there because he like pulls the switch, and then you see the doors going by. You see the shaft, you know. He's controlling it, trying to get it to the right position with the lever and shit. And you gotta lift up the gate and the other thing, and then open the other. It was fucking extreme.
Are you talking about fucking Gauntlet? What's happening?
No, I'm talking about riding in a 1905 freight elevator.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Open it up while you're going down.
Oh, fuck, I hate that song.
Well, off of something you hate, can I have a
Of
tip?
course you can.
I got bored the other night, and I invented a cocktail.
Okay. Are you going to reveal your secret? Or are you going to be like Colonel Sanders and keep that shit under lock and key?
Does
I
it
actually
also
just-
use a lot of time and salt like Colonel Sanders?
And MSG, like Colonel Sanders.
Is this
No,
the bouillon cube cocktail for Thanksgiving that How I Met Your Mother made?
No. Do you know those chocolate oranges you always see around Christmas, but no other time for no good reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking about those. I haven't had one in decades, but I was thinking about those, and I was looking for something sweet, and I didn't have anything sweet, but I did realize I had the ingredients to make a dessert cocktail, so I made a cocktail, which I'm calling the Terry, after the Terry chocolate orange.
Oh, shout out to Terry Fox.
Who's Terry Fox?
You know, I might hide my tears if I was a man who could hide tears.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Terry Fox,
What's
the
happening?
man who ran across Canada. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
With like
I
the
knew
prosthetic.
that.
With a prosthetic leg.
Yeah, he's the one-legged man, and he has a statue or something.
Yeah.
Okay. No, not in Terry Fox, but whoever the fucking Terry that invented Terry chocolate oranges was.
It was Terry Fox. He's the only Terry.
He's
I don't know if he's the only Terry. What about
The only
Bradshaw? What about Terry Bradshaw?
He just was named after Terry Fox.
He spells it differently.
it's the same spelling of Terry.
What about Terry Tate?
Terry.
Terry can
Just
suck a
shorten.
tape.
Have you fucking say that to the office linebacker? I dare you to say that to Terry Tate.
I might not say that to him.
Big boy.
I might not. I might hold back my words a little
I don't
bit.
even know.
Anyway, I invented a cocktail. It was delicious. It is if you're so interested, viewing audience, of making it at home, it is 2 parts Irish cream, 1 part triple sec, 1 part vodka, and a twisted orange peel garnish.
Ah, do you not put a wedge of Terry's chocolate orange on the rim? Be all fancy like.
No. I did not, because I did not have a Terry's chocolate orange. I had the cocktail ingredients that I described as well.
Oh yes, I remember you saying that less than a minute ago.
Yeah, funny how that works. Funny old world.
What if it was Terry's chocolate? That was a bad joke. Never mind.
What was it going to be?
Yeah,
I want you
tell
to
us.
say.
What do you think?
Say
What do
here
you think? What kind of stupid
You
joke
were
do you
going to
think I was
say,
gonna make?
what is
Terry's
it if it was
chocolate?
Terry's chocolate apricot or something?
Oh no, I was gonna say Terry's chocolate dick.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna go with Terry's chocolate starfish or something.
I thought you were going to go with Terry's chocolate cum, but that was a little lowbrow.
You were closest.
That might have been me.
Apparently, you guys are a little. We need to play this prediction game more often. It says a lot about you guys.
I just went with another fruit. That was where I went.
I like it. You went in a wholesome direction. You know, you went into something good for the kids, good for home
It's
entertainment.
December. It's time to be, a bit more PG and family friendly and all that. You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
We really gotta tone it down. We really gotta, just talk about things that kids like.
I was going to say, speaking of tone it down,
sandcastles.
I'm going to throw a tip out there myself. I'm going to say tip
Good.
to the improvement that was this year's Works Christmas party. I arrived home for like midnight, wasn't sick, was just golden. It was great. I mean, I'm old now, so I get very hungover. But vast improvement from last year, which the unreleased episode explained all the details of the party that was last year.
Let's denote the fact.
Yeah, why don't you recap the facts?
Yeah, let's
real quick.
Let's denote the fact that the episode was unreleased because I drank a few Rolling Rocks too fast and barfed while he was describing the story. Well, he was describing.
That was such a good episode. We lost.
He was describing the story about how he had this wild party and he was barfing. While meanwhile, I
have that episode. I have it. It's unreleased. It's not lost. So.
Well, because it didn't get finished because you were telling the story, I was getting into it, and I was like, guys, I don't feel so good.
It did get finished. The whole because then we moved on to playing Cards Against Humanity, and that's when you majorly tapped out.
Oh yeah, because I was fucking toasted. It was bad.
You were. I remember it. It was great fun. The cautionary tale of me saying, "Don't do this." You proceeded to do it.
Yeah, and then it was just the irony of it. At the same time you're describing this, I was being a little unsmart.
Yeah. So, I'm a sensible boy when it comes to drinking generally. I know my limits. I know what I'm doing.
Now, hold on. You didn't say exactly what you did.
When?
At the last Christmas party.
Christmas party. Oh, so last Christmas party, the sensible part of me went out the window. I think what it was because I went for pre-drinks to a good friend of mine's. There was a bunch of guys there. Most are a few years younger than me. And there was like a kind of bravado in the subconscious where you're like, I've got to show off. I've got to show that I've still got it. I'm not over the hill yet. I'm 28. I can do this. I can hang with the 23 and 4-year-olds. I can do it. So I went straight in. There's a table, it's got all spirits on, grabbed the Jaeger on there, downed as much as I physically could, and then as I could feel it coursing its way down into my stomach, regret set in immediately, and I thought that was a stupid idea. And then we played many, many, many ill-advised drinking games, and then I ended up...
Yeah, like you disgusting one where you like put like shots and shit into like one big cup and then someone drinks it or something.
And somebody dipped his balls in it?
Yeah. The guy. Did you say the guy who dipped his balls in it was the guy who had to drink it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, that was a great. It was called Arrogance. That's what it was called, because they wanted to play it this year, and I was like, no, I'm going to veto this idea. Yeah. Instead, we played a game called On the Bus, which this year was a very toned down affair. There was half the people there. There was only like 6 of us, which was nice and manageable. Nothing too OTT. We played a game called On the Bus. Dead simple game. I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but there's 25 cards, 5 rows of 5 cards. You've got to get from one end to the other without revealing a picture card or an ace. If you reveal a picture card, you drink for as many fingers as the cards you progress. So obviously, first card would be 2 fingers. Second card is 4, third, 6, so on. If you get an ace, you've got to down your drink in 1. And one poor boy, one poor victim, because I was on it and did 2 turns to get off the bus and do a full line. One lad was on it for about...
full line of coke? No. Holy fuck, dude.
One lad was on it for around half an hour, to the point where he threw up and he still wouldn't be let out the game. I was like, he's done. He's done.
If you've thrown up, here, the shout out to all my good listener fellows, and what's the female of fellas?
Ladies.
Is it ladies? Ladies feels too proper.
Fellows and pharaohs.
Bitches.
Fellows and pharaohs. We're not calling them hoes. If you throw up, you're done. Stop drinking. Go home.
Don't go home.
You're fine.
Because you can have a tactical chunder and you'll feel okay. But it doesn't always work.
Yeah, you'll feel okay, but don't keep drinking. Put water in that cup.
I was like, you don't have to keep drinking, but there's an amazing thing that you can do to, like, I don't know if it happens with girls as well, but for most guys, they're in that atmosphere. It's like, again, bravado, where you've got to, like, no, I am tough. I can do this despite evidence to the contrary and my body rejecting this alcohol violently. If you just go, like, I would just tap out, dude, just stop playing. And everyone's like, no! Don't be a pussy, Pete. Don't be a pussy. Those words, that's all he needed to go, I'm doing it. It's not pretty what happened to him. But yeah, he made it, I think, to the party somehow. But it was all good. We got nicely drunk, and there was no incident from what I remember. So...
From what you remember.
Well, I remember everything, but I could, I was not involved in anything, which is good. So I consider that a success. Me and my immediate social circle remain unscathed, which is fantastic. So that's a tip from me. Tip for the Christmas party. Get you in the mood, done it. We've done some Christmas shopping and shit yesterday.
Speaking of Christmas shopping, I'm going to toss out my tip and say Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to toss out my tip and say the following 3 days after Thanksgiving.
How was Black Friday? Because we haven't checked up with you guys since then.
It was, we were projected to do significantly less than the previous year. And we ended up doing significantly more than the previous year.
That's cool.
It must have been fun.
No. No. Because, I will say the Black Friday itself, compared to what I did last year, was a lot simpler, felt better organized. I think we had a better idea of what we were doing, and I knew definitely what more to expect. The following weekend, though, when we were already out of everything, but people were still coming in and being...
People?
Fussy. Yeah. What do you mean it was gone 8 a.m. yesterday morning? I want it. What do you mean while supplies last? I want it. Give it to me.
The classic of...
Break it down. Wow. Supplies last?
Mm-hmm. What's a supply? I've never heard of supplies.
Who's the supply guy?
What is it, Staples? Office
It's a
supplies?
witch concept. They're a witch.
I used to love
Supplies. I'm not asking for
the
stationery.
old retail thing of, can you go in the back and check if I've got one? And it's like, would it occur to you that if we had them in the back, we would have put them out?
It did not occur to them.
Do you know how many times when I worked around a Thanksgiving that someone would ask me for a fresh turkey the day before Thanksgiving, and I would go, let me go check in the freezer.
They want a fresh one.
Because we didn't have any fresh turkeys. But I told them, I checked the freezer.
But they want a fresh one.
Yeah, they never caught on to that one.
But they want a fresh one.
I think I enjoyed it when I used to work at Walmart and people would say, excuse me, do you have any of this? And I'd say, no. And I go, well, do you know when you're getting any more in? And I'd look at, when is my next day off? It's coming in then. I didn't know how to work the system, but I did have my own system.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Well, I usually defaulted to tomorrow because I had a vague understanding of when, like, the shipments came in.
I just kept it simple at Target, and someone asked you a question, I'd say, go ask that person over there. I think I did that for the first, like, many months that I worked there.
Just go ask that person.
just go ask them over there.
See, when I worked at Target, it was probably a bit different because I unloaded the trucks in the morning. So I knew where fucking everything in that store was. It was too much knowledge for one man to bear, which is why we had probably such a high turnover.
Gotta have that A section. The B set was the A section. The A section was like fucking detergent and shit.
Mm-hmm.
From the B section was like where picture frames and stationery, I think was.
Yeah, it's like all Target's laid out the same. You discovered this.
Yes.
Except the ones that aren't. I've been into a super Target recently. The big ones, not even fucking close.
Man, guess what? You guys will never guess what the G section in Target is. It's fucking grocery. Holy shit. The G section is grocery. I cannot stress enough how incredible this is.
Not as bad as the D section, though. D section sucks.
Hey, D section sucked.
I didn't get the joke right away.
It was home goods. It was home goods.
I'm a fool. I didn't get the joke right away. I'm a buffoon. I'm a class clown. I'm a stereotype that needs to be portrayed in The Breakfast Club.
I'm gonna. Have you got any dips or tips, anyone, to throw out?
I will do my review of Isaac Asimov's Second Foundation, the third book of the Foundation series, and the fifth one that I read because the prequels. Second Foundation is a good book.
Okay.
It's pretty good. The story advances, some cool shit happens, there's some new revelations, stuff's not going to plan. There's two parts of the book. The first part's good. The second part, there's a plot twist. Oh wait, there's another plot twist. Oh wait, there's another plot twist. Oh wait, this is all organized by this. And you're just like, oh my god. It was fine. It was a good book. So then I started reading Foundation's Edge, which was written like 30 years later, and it's already way better because, he wrote like 1 billion books in between the 50s and 80s. So he got way better at writing than he did in the original Foundation books. So you're just like, okay, that's closer to what Prelude was, which was just a super good book. But Second Foundation, it was good. It was not bad. It was good.
Hey, you know what else was not bad but good?
Yes.
The Netflix movie Claws.
Oh, I don't even...
a really, really well done cartoon movie.
Yeah!
I heard about that. I saw the trailer on Netflix, but isn't it made by the same dudes who did Treasure Planet?
I know there's a lot of Disney alumni from the 2D days, and it shows because that movie is gorgeous.
We are leaving that to the few days before Christmas.
Okay, you will enjoy it. It is a treat.
Because you've got to, you've got to have that schedule. Because I've had to avoid Muppets Christmas Carol. That's the Christmas Eve movie. Mm-hmm. But Claws, yeah, definitely need to watch that. I think like 21st, 22nd. But it looks awesome. I really Because I thought it was just some dumb kids. I was like, oh, there's just some shit Netflix has pumped on for the kids. And then I watched the trailer, and because it's like a good 3-4 minute trailer or something. It was pretty extensive. And I was like, this looks fucking brilliant. Like, this, I really like the premise. Oh, man, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that it's good. Because it's not the same people who did Christmas Chronicle, is it? The one they did last year? Or at least not.
No, because I haven't even seen that one, I'll be honest. I do love Russell Crowe. Or is that Russell Crowe?
It's not Russell.
No, not Russell.
Crowe.
No,
Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
There you go.
Kurt
there
Russell.
You go.
There we go.
It was aged very well into Santa Claus. Didn't see the movie, but looked great.
It is. It's really good. Well, I say really good. It's good because again, I was expecting it to be a bit shitty because it's a Netflix kind of movie. I'm just like, but it was pretty decent. Not gonna lie.
They don't have the best track record, but there are some diamonds.
They have some sleepers in there.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, but it was good. Christmas Carol, Christmas Chronicle, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm reading the Christmas Carol again. I'm reading the Page a Night.
I just bought that today.
Well, not Page a Night. I'm basically reading enough to finish it on Christmas Eve, hopefully. But we shall see, because I haven't read any tonight. Because we're doing this instead. We're talking with you, Holly Jolly Fellows.
Yeah.
I'm going to end it on a bit of a dip. I was going to talk about...
Oh, no. I can do a tip afterwards to bring the mood back up if we need it.
I was going to talk about all of the... So there's like... Tia Studio has gone AWOL and left a bunch of artists unpaid and just disappeared. So it looks like their projects aren't getting finished. And there's some unhappy workers. And then the president of Gainax has been arrested on semi-compulsory obscenity charges, which...
Yeah.
What?
So that
Is that child porn?
yes, kind of.
Okay.
Taking new pictures of a teen voice actress. Basically saying that
That sounds like child porn.
she was between 15 and 19. I don't think they released her age, but that's the age range they said.
Sounds like child porn.
And, yeah, not bad. Not good
No,
things.
if she was 18 or up, this would have been like an abuse of power. But like,
It's abuse of power. And she's a
that's
child.
true. But like, there wouldn't be a charge. There wouldn't be police action.
I don't get what semi-compulsory obscenity... Because compulsory means you've got to be... So I don't...
Semi-compulsory is, hey, Toots, if you want the job, you gotta do this. Yeah. He Harvey Weinstein her.
He literally did. That's exactly what he did.
He wants.
He basically said this is part of the job, and this is practicing becoming famous. Like, this is how you deal with fame, is me taking pictures of you. Don't worry, it'll make sense when you're famous.
Guess what? The film industry is a disgusting cesspool of creepos all over the globe.
Mm-hmm. Turns out, the world's just full of shitheads who will fuck you over. They have half the chance.
Don't believe the love lives or that one anime about voice acting, because that industry is also just competitive and evil.
Oh, man. Well, even the Western part, like you saw all of the Vit Mignogna stuff this year, has been fascinating, regardless of what side you land on in that argument, or even if you're a neutral. Just all of, like, because it's kind of exposed the kind of connections and the clickiness and all that kind of stuff has come to the fore.
Of course, look, as soon as you have an industry, there's going to be insiders to that industry, and shit's going to start happening.
Yeah.
Guys, I just got a chopper gunner. I'm calling in the chopper gunner on these boys. I'm taking them down with the chopper gunner.
You playing Modern Warfare or Bodio?
Yeah.
Of course he fucking is.
Oh yeah, I got it with the AK utilizing the AK.
I've downloaded Modern Warfare. It's currently sitting at 113 gigs on my fucking PS4.
Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it? This is why modern games this is literally like the worst era of games.
70 odd gigs the first patch was. And then I had to download.
Remember how nice it was remember when you can just like put a game in and play it? Yeah. Forget about that.
Fucking stupid.
Well, to be fair, games are much more pretty now and full of shit, so makes
that
sense.
was patches. That was patches that they put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
Nothing.
fit a skazillion little like indie games on my hard drive at any given moment, but I don't tend to touch like big AAA. You want to play God of War? Think about half a hard drive.
Yeah.
Let's put a piece of pretty God of War.
Yeah. There's a point where games got too pretty. They don't need to be prettier.
I'm hoping.
I have bad news.
I am hoping the PS5 comes with
Hopefully the PS5 and the Xbox 9000 or whatever they're going to call it is going to be powerful enough to like push
Just
through
give us
what that is.
2
I don't know.
terabytes minimum. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, there's no reason not to, right?
Just give me another game as good as Lollipop Chainsaw, and we're okay.
Well, WWE 2K20 is the game for you.
Let's not talk about Lollipop Chainsaw.
Let's, because that game's fucking good.
Well, can we... Are you done with your dip?
Yeah, I was
I
just going to
guess.
say Sony have also said.
Game Awards tomorrow night. We may be getting more information
Yeah.
on stuff.
I'm going to give you a tip in a few seconds because I need to run over to the other side of my room and grab something.
Okay. While we wait to build the suspense, Dip, Sony say they're no longer in the handheld business. RIP Vita.
Okay, I'm back.
WB.
So, I have a tip. So, I found a copy of The King in Yellow,
Neat.
which I've been reading, and it's very fun. For those who don't know, The King in Yellow is a book or series of short stories, depending how you look at it. It's an afternoon's read. I've been reading it a little bit at a time. It's a book by a guy named R.W. Chambers, who basically wrote this Lovecraftian kind of story, but he wasn't in Lovecraft's group. He was sort of parallel to that.
Mm-hmm.
And the King in Yellow character, I guess, kind of got brought into the Lovecraftian universe at some point. But basically, it's 3 stories of cosmic horror. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. And it's really fun because in the book, or the stories, I should say, are all set in the far-off future year of 1920, because this thing was written in 1895.
Yeah.
So it's like he's predicting a future where America had a war with Germany, and they invented, like, suicide chambers, and also they took over, like, the entire Western Hemisphere by this point. It's really weird. But the gist of the whole thing, the through line, if you will, is that it's alternately described as a book and a play, but like a play in a published form, called The King in Yellow, which is a book which the first act makes you uneasy. The second act drives you fucking insane. And I don't think the third act ever comes up. But it's just interesting to see people like fall into madness over the different things. Like, the first book is about a guy who thinks he's going to become, like, the Emperor of America. The second one is about, like, a fluid that turns people into marble statues.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what the third book is. The third book I'm going to read probably tonight. But it's called In the Court of the Dragon. But what it comes down to is I think I'm going to maybe next year, make a nice King in Yellow Halloween costume. That sounds fun. Incorporating, like, all of the, like, bits from all the books, right?
That's going to get crazy.
Gotta go to Burger King, get your paper crown.
You're not so far off.
Yellow.
Yeah, you gotta
fro.
get your man in the yellow hat outfit. Get some Curious George.
But what I'm kind of envisioning right now is, like, a yellow suit of sorts, which I can totally get for cheap online. Like a yellow crown, like a masquerade skull mask, almost. And then, like, a cool, like, Greco-Roman cloak with the yellow sign. And the yellow sign is, like, a symbol that represents it. It's basically a dot with some, like, twirly bits around it.
It could work.
It could work. It doesn't seem that bad. If not, you know, who knows. But it seems like a fun, like, kind of costume where you can still be a little weird and creepy with it, but people in the know will get it, which is the best kind of Halloween costume?
Let's go.
No, because then you spend the rest of the night going, all right, guys, this is what I am. It's a reference to this. You wouldn't get it if it's a real book.
The thing is, I've been doing that for years, and it's not going to change. I thought a couple of years ago I went as the Dick Wizard, which I just told people I'm a wizard, but they're like, which wizard? Because
Dick Wizard.
Fucking everything has to be fucking. It can't just be a thing, you know. It has to be pop culture. I don't get it. Why can't I just be a wizard?
Just be a wizard? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I spent the whole night telling people, no, I'm not Gandalf. No, I'm not God, because they saw a big beard and thought God, even though he had like a fucking bone necklace and a staff.
Hey, are you gonna tell God what he can and can't wear?
Drunk or not, I wouldn't look at a dude with a bone necklace and think, oh, he's playing God or Moses. You know, Moses, that famous bone necklace he wore with the shrunken heads.
The bones of his enemies. Which Moses had a lot of, I think. I don't know. It's not that time for the Bible. It's Jesus time. So, you know, I've been reading the Nativity.
It's not time for the Bible. We're here for Jesus, God damn it.
It's Jesus' time in the Bible. That's what I'm reading about Nativity and how he was born and became a little baba and the three wise men came.
It's our time. It's our time down here.
There was a fourth wise man who bought a hug pillow, but he was ostracized and never spoken about. He was expunged.
Yeah, nobody talks about the Japanese wise man anymore.
Well, he was sent off to the Far East, where he embedded his culture into those people.
I did like I think it was, it's not The Onion, the Babylon Bee had a fake article that was the wise man who brought myrrh thought we all agreed to a price limit.
Yeah, someone just bought gold. What's a baby gonna do with gold? I mean, I know it's in the old times, so you can't just buy him like a train set or whatever, but
What are you talking about? That's basically just getting mom and dad a gift card.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's
a
really
fancy
what it
gift
is.
card.
What's he gonna fucking do with myrrh or
well, I was
frankincense?
about to get onto them
Those are even
too.
less useful.
At least you could, I don't know, one's a perfume, isn't it? Myrrh or frankincense smells good.
Both myrrh and frankincense, like frankincense and incense, myrrh can be an incense. It's one of those two. Like, is actually a big question of what the fuck it actually is.
He was living
Because there's like a gap between like what ancient people thought, let's say myrrh was, and what modern day people think myrrh is.
Look, if he's living in a stable, he's living in a barn, you're going to want it small out, aren't you? So, that's a practical gift.
Technically, it was a manger, which was basically just somebody's kitchen, actually.
Yeah, it's just,
It didn't translate well, basically. It wasn't a barn so much as it was the kitchen where people brought their animals in at night.
an animal kitchen. A barn kitchen.
Yes.
Okay. So he's in a barn kitchen.
It's slightly better than you might imagine. It's not just a barn.
Well,
It had animals, but it was part
I've
of the
seen
house.
the nativity. The straw on the floor.
Yeah,
I haven't seen no oven
then
in there.
that's because people couldn't translate well in King James's time. I'm sorry to say, but the British of the 1600s didn't have the strongest grasp on ancient Hebrew.
Away in.
I say, my lord, there is no equivalent word for animal kitchen. Well, we just call it a barn then.
Just put him in the stable, mate, and then maybe a fucking baby Jesus behind the toaster, mate. Just why fucking put him there? Put him in a fucking bed or something, man, no? I always imagined him in a little pig trough. That's what a manger was to me. Mm-hmm. I thought the manger was the bed, because the song, Away in a Manger, no crib for a bed. So it's like, I guess the manger's just whatever the fuck he's in.
I'm saying, I think the manger's the building was the concept. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure a manger is, like a feeding trough that they just stuck a baby in. They said, all right, good enough.
There you go.
Look, they're on the run from the law.
They are. They never really tell you that part.
Not at that. Well, okay, they do afterwards.
Not in the. I mean, I'm trying to think of like when you're a kid and you did a nativity play every Christmas and you were like whatever, a shepherd or a fucking.
Okay, I don't think they were on the law. They weren't on the run from the law. This is important Christmas content, by the way. They weren't on the run from the law at the time of the birth. It's afterwards,
Didn't they have to
right?
go?
Because that's when Herod has the purge of the innocents or whatever it's called.
And the spiderweb thing.
Spiderweb?
So there was, I don't know if it's an official part of the Bible. I don't know if it's canon or not. But one of our teachers used to tell us. So when they were on the run, they hid in a cave, and guards came, and basically the spiders, to protect baby Jesus, made their webs really quickly again. So they were like, they can't have come through here because there's cobwebs that aren't broken all around, so don't worry about it. And they never went into that cave and checked for them.
Not familiar with that story. I know they hid in Egypt for a while.
Maybe that's part of the Egypt. I don't know. It all blends into one. Something to do with a fox. I don't know. I can't remember these fables.
Fucking point is, Herod was probably an asshole in the biblical sense.
He was not a good man.
Wait, what? I mean, there's a non-biblical version of being an asshole?
Yeah, probably.
It's purely biblical. I mean, an asshole.
He had sex with them? Because when people talk about something in the biblical way, it's usually knowing them.
Look, I've had too many sidecars at this point. Let's be fair.
That's in a biblical sense as well. Yeah.
Sidecars, Prohibition cocktail. We covered this earlier.
Anything else anyone wants to throw out there, or?
It's a tip and a dip. My office is moving.
Oh.
One day.
That's really quick. That's really soon.
Well, we knew about it from before now.
Oh, okay.
It's not like they told us today. I'm telling you today.
I thought you learn information when I learn information. I don't understand how this works.
No. Our brains are not linked together.
Ah, okay. One day.
If it was, we'd have some real issues to work out, probably.
What? Yeah, not because the time zone would fuck us both over.
Oh, it would be terrible. Not just that, but other things. Like, I want to go home for Christmas, but you're not there. Like, you don't give a shit about my parents,
I don't know. It'd be a confusing time. Yeah, is it moving closer to you? Is it working out, or is it about the same?
Well, we're moving to a temporary office. The contractor who's building the new office is letting us move into one of their unused floors.
Oh yeah, they've hooked you up.
Yeah, so the temporary office is it's going to be different. I don't know if the drive is going to be better or worse, but it's going to be an awkward, really crammed in. I'm going to have my own office, which I share with somebody else, but I'll have an office. I won't have a cubicle. That'll be fun.
Well done. Promoted. He's going up in the world. Matt, the own office guy.
No, I feel quite included because the only people with their own offices are people who've either A, been around a while, or B, are just kind of lucky like that.
Now you want to look
and
at / been there a while.
There's three of us who are not like higher in the company, but I've definitely got experience, so we're being grammed. I'm getting put in with the dude my cube's been next to for the last 3.5 years.
Share my cube.
So we're gonna get thankfully we get along well, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. That's alright, and well hopefully it's a more pleasant drive for you. It works out for the best.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take the highways again. That's gonna suck, but c'est la vie. It's just stressful as all hell, so I guess it's a dip.
We're gonna end on a dip. Oh well. Well, we've been going an hour and a half. We're gonna talk about anime. But Dr. Stone, that good. Fire Force, still enjoying that.
Fucking all good. I like Dr. Stone.
Fucking
I
love
like
Dr. Stone.
Magma's like, I'm kind of cool with you now. Because, fuck, man, we got bigger things to deal with. Because even Magma has 2 brain cells to rub
Because
together.
we're making vacuum tubes and shit. We'll talk about it more at some point or another.
Also, that fucking cell phone takes up like 3 cubic meters.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't never going to be small.
No, but I'm questioning the portability aspects.
It's not a smartphone. Keep saying it's a smartphone. It's not.
He keeps saying it's a cell phone.
Okay.
Which is, to be fair, it is portable.
They keep showing a smartphone, and that annoys me.
Well, I think that's just to relate to the use.
Because I'm like, no. Can't send an emoji on that bad boy. But I think it's only got one episode left.
It does. They did the thing where it's like, oh man, we're playing the credits, but the show's still happening.
Oh, yeah. It's played the first opening. So it's got one episode left, which I'm assuming will end on them making contact with Taiju.
I fucking want to see Taiju in
Like,
New
I'm
again.
guessing that it's going to end on, like, I don't know how, but he's going to have a phone. Because I was like, that was my thing. They spent so long making one phone. And I'm like, is that the radio tower that he's been making? And then just off screen, we've got a bunch of smaller phones? Or is that the phone? Because he's had to make more than one.
At this point, that's the phone, but it's clearly not like spring yet, so I think they're going to work on it.
Because he made one. I was like, that's great. You've got a phone. You need 2.
I'm guessing next episode is going to start with, we packaged it into a box. We're going to we made some more boxes. We're going to sneak them in now.
Yeah. I imagine, like I say, I'd like that to be the shot that it ends on, is you see or hear Taiju and they communicate. Or he comes to the village. I don't fucking know.
I assume it's not going to be that dramatic. I don't know. We might get a battle. I don't fucking know. I love the show. It's good. It's well paced. All the characters are like great.
Yeah. Well, they said, I've seen that apparently the manga is teasing an important announcement come December the 16th, which is just after the last episode airs. Who can guess what that important announcement might be?
Season 2 or a movie.
Yeah. It's got to be season 2 for how successful it's been. Well, I don't know financially because I haven't seen any, figures, but it's always consistently highly rated in terms of when it's been spoke about on social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit. It's got a high rating on My Anime List. I couldn't remember what it was called then. And it's popular in the Japanese rankings as well. So, I can imagine season 2's being announced very, very shortly. I'd be shocked if it isn't. Same with Fire Force. That's always been a consistent one. It's been pretty popular.
Oh no, don't start that now.
Been pretty popular. I'm a sleepy boy. I have been up since 8 a.m. and it is now 3 a.m. here. So I'm all tired out from our journey to Manchester earlier and all the hectic Christmas shopping. Although I got a Nintendo Switch out of it, so that's fun. So I can play.
Yay!
Be disappointed by Pokemon Sword.
That is fun. You can play Breath of the Wild or some other fun game. Mario Odyssey. I still want to play Mario Odyssey.
I've got Luigi's Mansion as well. I want to play that.
I hear that's good too. I will say about Fire Force. They're really hitting kind of a head thing here recently. So I feel like they'll probably have this big battle in the Nether or whatever they're calling it,
which is the underground.
but it's just the Tokyo subway system. It's like we're just sending into hell, and it's just the Tokyo subway because it's the future, and shit like this happens. It's so fucking. I love this like weird half religious neo-futurism thing where it's like they forgot the ways of old, and now with the like modern day, just like run-of-the-mill technologies are like this terrifying thing. They built tunnels under the city.
Yeah, I like it. It's
also
There's not much going on.
I'm sorry. I was thinking the big dude with the white hair and shot like fucking artillery shells, and the priestess chick just getting up behind him, going fucking La Tom, and just beating his head so badly they had to set. The best joke in this entire show is doing a little La Tom prayer every time you're about to hurt and or burn somebody.
They, I forgot about that. They literally Negan the shit out of that guy. Like, they beat his head until it was censored.
Until it was censored.
Implying they crushed his skull and his brains were on the floor.
It was with a pipe.
Very bizarre. I was like, that's a bit weird.
Sister Iris, how dare you?
In fairness, no. Sometimes when you watch shows like with superpowers and all that kind of thing, and you always think, could have just got a gun and shot him. And it's like, yeah, she could just hit him in the head with a metal pipe from behind. And then as soon as you've done that, just fucking murder the guy. Like, yes, make sure he's not coming back up. They've watched enough shonens to know if you knock someone out, they'll get up after like 5 minutes at the most inopportune moment. So they knew to finish the job, and I commend it.
Because they also like went in on the animation for the moment she's rising up behind him. Like the clothes were flowing and like all super intense, like, and it's just Tom. Bang, 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 bang.
She fucked his shit up.
It was fucking bloody. The show's amazing.
It was good. It was good. I think this is the best, this is what it does best. It has some good world building. Just give us a bunch of series of fights, get everyone on. This latest episode, we're going to have, hopefully, Captain Obi versus, I just fucking love watching Captain Obi in action, so I just want to see him fight fucking, what's her name, Fila or something? Lisa?
Oh, yeah, right, because it's Lisa and Giovanni.
Yeah, Giovanni.
So I think Obi's going to fight Giovanni.
Oh,
but Lisa also, like, gave back Vulcan his little orb thingy. So I think she's on side.
Oh, she will eventually be on. That's a given.
Also, but I love the fact that her flames are, like, dripping tentacles. They look physically wet. Which I know with her it's a big sex thing, but still... The fact that a person's flames can look so unique is super interesting.
I've been really impressed with the powers that they've had, the range of them, and it's not just fireball.
The range of powers is very wide, and her powers, just the visuals are different to every character. And Arthur's flames don't look anything like Shinra's flames, and what's her name? The chick with the two orbs and the witch hat. Maki. Her little balls don't look anything like anyone else's fire powers. Also, she has fucking giant flaming fists now.
She's fucking cool.
That was good.
She's my favorite.
Just beat the shit out of a few people. Those are good. I love this show. And the lieutenant having his fucking sniper battle.
That was cool as well.
That was so good.
Because I was thinking, what's his ultimate move? I was like, has he got a rocket launcher in there? And it's like, no. He just got bigger bullets that he could fucking annihilate people with.
I love this show. And the fact that he shot Arthur down from the ceiling. I'm a Knight Samurai. Wait a minute. No, that's dumb. That doesn't sound right. I'm a Samurai Knight. Dual classing.
I love Arthur.
God, he's a dumbass. He's so good.
He's fantastic. I love Arthur so much. Alright. That is, I'm on the verge of tapping out because I am a tired little boy. So I think...
Can I talk about Vinland Saga before you do that?
Sure. Yeah.
Have you the strength? Okay, I know you haven't really been following Vinland Saga, right?
No.
You fell off the wagon?
I fell off the Vinland wagon.
Well, Canute finally had his, turn, right? Ragnar's fucking dead. All of Askeladd's troops are fucking dead.
They all dead.
But, they all did. Everyone but the two brothers died. And, of course, our main bro. whose name is escaping me at the moment. But basically, Thorfinn, Askeladd, and Thorkel, the big dude with the axe.
Yeah. Love Thorkel.
Are now Canute's followers. And Canute's going against his father, King what's fuck. And he's had because Ragnar was fucking murdered by Askeladd, basically. I don't know if you got to that point.
No.
But Ragnar, Conehead, got Askeladd murdered. And so Canute finally had his whole breakdown, in which he basically said, fuck you, God, because paradise shouldn't be reserved just for after we die. We should be able to make paradise on Earth. Because it fucking sucks that we should have to suffer. So I'm saying that's bullshit. So one day I'm going to call up to heaven and I'm going to tell God, fuck you, I made my own heaven with blackjack and hookers. So he's a completely different character now, which is good. Because he's actually really fun to, watch. Because he's turned from obviously, I'm a baby boy to, a conniving political agent.
Yeah.
He's gone all Littlefinger to make a Game of Thrones reference. So, it's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I knew there was a lot left in the tank of it. It's one of them.
Yeah. I'm sticking to it. I like it a lot. I'm also going to commend, I don't think it's the new intro. Did you get to the new intro?
Yes. Yeah, for
I love the new intro because it did the thing which I've seen complaints about, and maybe this is me and my nerdy self. But in old school tapestries, right? Where there's or old school paintings, old school tapestries, where you see soldiers looking all weird.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't know how to describe it better than looking all weird. But they're not moving in ways you'd expect somebody to move. The new intro does a thing where it starts with an imagery of that tapestry where there's a soldier looking all weird, and then it transitions to the art style of the show where it's the same soldier doing the same thing, but suddenly it clicks for you why they're doing that exact same thing. The one that gets for me is there's a dude leaned way back on a horse with a lance, but then it switches over to animation, and it's this dude leaned way back on a horse with a lance, because of course he is. He's a big fucking lance, and he's riding full tilt. Suddenly it makes sense. And I fucking love that. It's that historical accuracism.
Yeah.
Granted, this is a show about people who are 10 foot tall and fly around fucking daggers, but whatever. It mixes the fantastical with the historical accuracy.
I'll buy it.
It's very much like a Beowulf. Right? It's very much like a, Arthurian legend, where it's very rugged, dudes having fights, but then at the same time, magical shit's happening, basically. There's less magical shit, but it's still, mixing that, nitty-grittiness with cool shit. Which I really enjoy. It's a balance that you don't see often.
I'm all about some nitty-gritty with some cool. But no, I'm probably just going to start reading the manga. I might even pick some volumes up of it, actually, just to, blitz through it.
I might too. It's finally at the point, because in the manga, I already knew, on the second volume or whatever, Askeladd had a scar on his eye, which he finally got in the show. So,
Askeladd.
It is fun. Askeladd. Also, the monk. You remember the monk? The drunk one?
Yes. That he found.
Take a guess at how old that character is.
I don't know.
Take a guess. Throw a number. Take
56.
A number. I don't care. Do your best. 23.
Hey.
They did a joke where he shaved his beard and cut his hair, and he looked like a child, basically. Not a child, but a 20-something.
He looked his age.
And everyone's like, he's drinking everyone under the table. How is it possible? What the fuck is your name? He's like, I'm Wilfred. Don't you remember me? And it does the blinking black back and forth between his current self and his past self. And everyone's just like, what the fuck?
I need to get back into it at some point. I will. It depends on how busy the winter season's going to be. I'm not anticipating to pick up loads in that one, to be honest.
Yeah. I am also looking forward to finishing up Beastars soon.
Yeah.
Beastars has gone full on fucking government conspiracy, and it's so good. Beastars has no right to be as good as it is, but it's really good. It turns out the deer character was raised for meat as a child. That's why he has a chip on his shoulder, is because he was raised for meat. And was only known as a number until he was like 5 years old. But like, there's the mayor who's a lion. He's like, also the Yakuza are lions, and they steal animals to eat them. And of course, they steal the rabbit girl, and Lugosi's all pissed off about it. And also, the deer was fucking the rabbit girl. It's a good show. I know I'm not saying it right, but it's a good show. None of these characters deserve to be as well fleshed out as they are.
This furry show doesn't.
They took a strange concept and they did a good job with it, man. I don't even want to call it a furry show because it doesn't follow the same kind of tropes. You know what I mean? It's much more like the Disney Robin Hood.
It's like Zootopia.
Yeah, it's Zootopia, but anime.
Fair enough. Anime Zootropolis. That's fair enough. Alright. Well, yeah. We'll talk a lot more about anime next week, because I believe we'll be doing a season preview then. Or something. We'll be doing something.
A little late. We're going to do a season preview. We're committing to
it. Yeah. We will do them.
Because we got to get it done. And it's December already. This shit's coming out in January, man.
Yeah.
And there's some fun looking shit, I say, kinda haven't looked at the list before. There's a show called Pet, and there's a show called Ishiko Reviewers. I don't know. There's a show called Oshiga Bakuden Itoku Retatara Shinu. Looks as like it's about idols. There's one called 22 Slover 7. And there's another one called Rebirth. There's also one called Healing Good. / Preacher.
There you go. That's just a little teaser for y'all.
There's one with a bunny girl with big tits, and another bunny girl with big tits.
That's Corin's wheelhouse now after Beastars. He's giving that one a once over.
Different kind of bunny girl.
Oh, I know what you mean. The cosplay kind. Not the Lola Bunny kind.
Yeah, not the Zootopia
Fair
kind.
enough. Right. Well, that'll have to be episode 191 or 192. That'll be in the future. But we'll see you there, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us again after our little vacay away.
Yep, it was the holidays. Forgive us.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's busy in the holidays, man. That's how
Thanksgiving,
it is.
Black Friday, all that stuff.
We're doing our best, but we want to spend time with our families.
Yeah, exactly. This is a hobby, so forgive us if we.
There's also a show called Overflow. The description starts with, "Brother, are we really taking a bath together?" The image is a bunch of girls' panties, but it's censored by the logo.
I am definitely watching that one then. I'm gonna watch some trailers now. As
top of the list, Overflow. Watch it, masturbate to it. We know you will.
We know you will.
We are only judging you a lot.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for listening, everybody. And thank all you guys for coming on as well. This is episode 190 done. We will see you the week before Christmas then, everybody. And, don't forget, tomorrow, chat back with us. You might have a nice little surprise. There might be something maybe going on for the next 12 days. Who knows?
Oh, it's maybe it's 12 a dozen days of content relating to the Christmas holiday season.
Yeah, so don't be bitching if you missed us for 2 weeks, but we've been busy working away.
Yeah, man. Working. Ignore the part where we joke about recording in August, September, October, and November.
Yeah.
It's always done at Christmas. It's always spur of the moment.
It's always done immediately. Yeah, I mean, the last Few are going to be, that's for certain. But you can look forward and enjoy them, everybody. So, until then, we want to thank you for listening. Take care, everybody. Enjoy. Has anyone got any parting shots before we go?
Sidecars are good cocktails. They're easy to make. You can substitute bourbon for cognac because cognac is expensive.
There you go. A pro tip from Corey.
Brandy. Honestly, you guys can probably buy brandy more cheaply than we can. So I'm actually, if you're in the European persuasion, you might be able to get cognac a lot cheaper than Americans can.
Maybe.
So I spent $25 on a pretty small bottle of Hennessy. And it has not lasted long. I'm going to switch to bourbon.
Hit up there, bourbon. Okay, then. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to drink this bottle of